Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and once again I am dressed as the 7th Doctor for this video, because this video I'm going to be reviewing one of my personal favourite stories from season 25, Remembrance of the Daleks. Now this is my favourite story of the McCoy era for after the Curse of Fenwick from season 26. Now I'm going to show you what I own of this story on what I basically own of the story and how I'm going to review it. So, sit there and I'm going to show you quickly. So, move this behind me. So, as you can see, I own it right here. I've got it on VHS. Now, this is part of the Davros collection, which is limited edition, which I have got, as well as the normal DVD version that we got in the early 2000s, and then Remembrance of the Daleks, the special edition. Now, this story was my very first Sylvester McCoy story. Now, what is so good about watching a Doctor come across the Daleks? This is the greatest Dalek story from the 1980s, and I personally really do love this Dalek story. I think it is magnificent, I think it's great, and I really think it deserves its reputation. Now, this story was written by Ben Alovich, if I said that name right. If I haven't, please forgive me, I am trying. Now, I really enjoy the 7th Doctor's fight. I mean, come on. I'm wearing my season 24, 25 cosplay of his Doctor, and I've got a season 26 cosplay as well. But I'm going to, next week I am going to Comic Con, and I will be meeting Sylvester McCoy, aka the 7th Doctor himself, followed by Peter Davison, Colin Baker, Paul McGann, and of course David Bradley, who played the first Doctor in Twice Upon a Time. And I'm really looking forward to meeting Sylvester McCoy. This is my first time meeting my second favourite Doctor after the great Tom Baker. So, let's dive into this personal review of this story. Now, we are back into the setting of 1963. The Daleks are following the Doctor all through time and space because of the Doctor leaving a devastating Time Lord weapon on the planet Earth known as the Hand of Omega. Now, the Hand of Omega is a source of power that literally this device gives the Time Lord's capability to time travel. Now, the Daleks want this so they can become far more superior than another race of Daleks. Now, in this story, we are in the middle of a Dalek civil war. We have got two Dalek factions fighting themselves. We have the Renegade Daleks and, of course, the Imperial Daleks. Now, the Imperial Daleks are led by Davros, pretending to be the Dalek Emperor with a new Dalek form of himself, but he still cannot imitate his actual proper look. He's literally like in a glass dome sort of thing. Now, I really do love this story. I absolutely love it. Now, this is Ace's first full-out story with the Doctor, since she joined him in the previous story known as Dragonfire. Now, I absolutely do love this story. I keep saying that because, one, we've got two race of Daleks, and we actually encounter a favourite Dalek of mine, if I can find him, a picture of him, yeah, you see on the DVD cover, the Special Weapons Dalek. This Dalek can take out an entire Dalek fleet. It literally takes out two Daleks with a shot, with a single shot, should I say. And I really enjoy the way this story is actually filmed and stuff, because you have the Doctor trying to get let one race of Daleks get their hands on the Hand of Omega, where the other ones not to get the hands on it, if you know what I mean. Now, of course, he wants Davros to have it, and he programs the Hand of Omega to fly into Scaro's sun to set it into a supernova. What more does this Doctor need? This is one where the Doctor becomes the chess master of the Doctors. Now, this is where Sylvester McCoy becomes a dark moment for him, because he's the only Doctor that can actually has used a device to turn Scaro's sun into a supernova. Yes, in a way he does destroy Scaro. Nothing can survive the supernova. But somehow Scaro does, and so does the Daleks. Since New Who's been on, we've actually appeared on Scaro on 2 occasions. One in the Asylum of the Daleks, and of course the Magician's Apprentice and the Witch's Familiar. Now, this Doctor is absolutely fantastic. Now, we do get that speech where he's talking to Davros going, Power 4, crush celestial races, conquer the galaxy, unlimited rice power, unlimited rice pudding, and etc. etc. Do not anger me, Doctor. I will destroy you and this ridiculous, insignificant planet. Oh, wonderful. What power, what brilliance. I really love Sylvester McCoy when he's playing this against Terry Malloy's incarnation of Davros. Now, Terry Malloy has played Davros in 2 previous stories in this story. Before this story, because Terry Malloy's Davros encountered the 5th Doctor, played by Peter Davison, as well as Colin Baker, who played the 6th Doctor, in their own 2 Dalek stories. Now, remember, the Daleks is magnificent. Dalek Civil War, what more do you need, hey? What more do you need? Dalek Civil War. You have the Imperial Daleks versus Renegade Daleks. Absolutely fantastic. Now, the Imperial Daleks is led, as I said, led by Davros, where the Renegades are led by a Dalek Supreme. That basically, last time we saw Davros before this story, he ended up going on to Skaro to be put on trial for his crimes against the Daleks after he created the Necros Daleks. Yes, that does end up terrible, because somehow Davros escapes the Daleks and he ends up going somewhere in the universe and creating a new race of Daleks known as the Imperial, which is from a Big Finish story, which I do have, and I'm going to recommend it if you haven't heard it, which is known as the Juggernauts. If you haven't heard it, I do recommend it, because it is a great Colin Baker story with Mal Bush, with Melanie, his companion, and of course they do encounter Davros in creating the Imperial Daleks. As I say, we are in the middle of a Dalek war. We're introduced to a unit sort of character known as Captain Groot Gilmore, as well as 2 scientists, and of course Mike, who ends up betraying them, working for Mr. Ratcliffe, who himself is working for the Renegade Daleks. And of course we have that epic battle in the middle of the Totter's Lane where the Doctor goes, "Oi, Dalek! What's the matter? It's me, the Doctor. What's the matter? Don't you recognise your awful lot enemy?" I really enjoy Sylvester McCoy when he does that, and he goes, when he just whistles at it and goes, "Oi, Dalek! What's the matter? Do you not recognise your awful lot enemy?" Mortal enemy. I really enjoyed when Sylvester McCoy does that, and I think everybody else does. This is a fantastic Dalek story, and Sylvester McCoy is, as I say, is my 2nd favourite incarnation of the Doctor. And he gives such a great dark persona starting from this story, as well as a little bit from season 24. But he becomes a lot more of a chess master by using Davros to turn the Hand of Omega into flying into Scarison to make it into a supernova. "You have tricked me." "No, Davros, you tricked yourself." "Do you think I will let you have control of the Hand of Omega?" "Do not do this, I beg of you." "Nothing can stop it now." "Have pity on me." "I have pity for you." Bye, Davros, if it hasn't been pleasant. And of course we do know Davros survives because he gets into escape pods and he escapes. But this is the last ever story to feature the Daleks in classic Doctor Who before the return in 2005, which the Doctor was then played by Christopher Eccleston. And this story is somewhere in between. I believe this story is one of the reasons why the Time War kicks off. Again, I do enjoy this story. I think everybody gives a great performance, especially when you see that Mike dies with Ratcliffe because the little girl the Daleks took over. And the Doctor, when he goes up against the Dalek Supreme, he goes, "Dalek, I have defeated you. Your planet is circling around a dead sun. Even Davros, your creator, is dead. You are lying. There is no data." And then when you see the Dalek spin out of control and he literally turns into ash, and Doctor just goes with the umbrella going, "Ashes to ashes, dust to dust." And then, of course, when they are at the church for Mike's funeral, the Doctor's there with his hat off, going to Ace, going, "Time to leave." Yes. Then she asks, "Doctor, did you do good?" "Who knows? Time will tell." It always does. And then, of course, the Doctor and Ace ends up walking out of the church, and then that's when the titles roll up. I absolutely give this story a 10 out of 10. It is a magnificent story. And if you haven't seen it or watched it, I do highly recommend Doctor Who Remembrance of the Daleks. So thank you for watching this video review. Please do like, subscribe and share, and join me for more Doctor Who content videos over the next week. There will be no video coming out next Saturday, which will be the 20th of November. Yes, September. because, as I said, I will be at Comic-Con meeting the 4 incarnations of the Doctor. And, of course, David Bradley, who played the first Doctor in Twice Upon a Time. So I'm quite looking forward to meeting them. So, and of course, there will be a review coming out on episode 3 on Sunday and Monday of Doctor Who Flux. Once upon time, something like that. So, thank you for watching. Have a great day, and join me for more Doctor Who content tomorrow. Goodbye.